Tennis is in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, sour. You know what I'm saying? Sour.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I
to
wouldn't
160.
do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, Blake Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there
What's surprising
anybody?
the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight? You think
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all.
Terrence Bud Crawford has shocked the boxing world once more. Coming off the biggest win of his career toppling, Canelo Alvarez, and making history as the first fighter to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Crawford then appeared in a live interview and finally said the words fans had long been hoping to hear.
Being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time.
Right.
He saw 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep in mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent, for your mind to be that fresh, come fight next.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
Yeah, it's good.
it's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
He's ready to take on Jaron Boots Ennis, and that says everything. One of boxing's most avoided fighters and among the most dangerous young champions in the sport is now being lined up as the next challenge for the man many already call the greatest of all time. This matchup could represent a changing of the guard, a battle between generations, or the moment Crawford proves beyond doubt that he's on another level. Let's break it down. Terrence Crawford didn't simply beat Canelo Alvarez, he completely shook the boxing world. Going into the fight, nearly everyone questioned him. Could a fighter who built his legacy at 135, 140, and 147 truly overcome a naturally bigger 168-pound force like Canelo?
What do you want to do? Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
But Crawford didn't just survive, he dominated. Over 12 rounds, he outboxed, outhawed, and outclassed Canelo, securing a clear and decisive victory.
They keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
That win didn't just hand him Canelo's undisputed crown. It cemented his place as the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. No excuses, no arguments. Crawford is the man.
Fought a virtuoso fight. Terrence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terrence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terrence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar.
And after that fight, the question was no longer whether he was great, it was whether he was the greatest of all time. But with greatness always comes a target.
Against Jaron Ennis, for me, he's the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We just got to go out and get the fights.
Jaron "Boots" Ennis has had his sights set on Crawford for years. Undefeated with 34 wins and 30 knockouts. He's been so feared at welterweight that fighters openly admitted they wanted no part of him. Boots is fast, explosive, and ruthless in the ring. And at just 27 years old, he's right in his prime.
Ennis with Crawford, but Ennis always says he's got a completely different style, and the only similarity is they both switch. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Me personally, I think that Terence Crawford boxes a hell of a lot more in the moment, phenomenal fighter in the moment. And I think Ennis is a lot more...
Fans have long speculated about what would happen if Crawford, the master technician, faced Boots, the hungry young lion. Now it's no longer just a fantasy. Crawford himself has agreed to make it happen.
About the Crawford fight, I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering no questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not.
In a live interview after the Canelo fight, Crawford didn't shy away from the question. Asked about Boots, he said he was open to it, and the boxing world erupted. And for good reason. Crawford doesn't need this fight. He could retire right now at 42-0 undefeated and walk away a legend. Instead, he's talking about Boots, the one fighter most others won't even dare to name.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't.
That's why fans love Crawford. He doesn't just go after the big fights. He takes the ones everyone says he shouldn't.
Now, Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch anyway too. Anyway can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he messes on defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal. You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots.
At what weight would Crawford versus Ennis even happen? Boots is the current IBF welterweight champion at 147, while Crawford has moved on, fighting at 154, and recently making waves at 168. There's no way he drops all the way back to welterweight. Most likely, the fight would take place at 154, or possibly 160. Boots has the frame to move up, and at 38, Crawford likely doesn't want to tax his body further. So 154 or 160 pounds makes the most sense.
154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, and just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th.
And that's where it gets dangerous at higher weights. Crawford may lose some speed, but his technical skill remains elite. Boots, meanwhile, is young, powerful, and still filling out his frame. That's what makes this matchup so compelling. Here's a twist. Boots actually helped Canelo prepare for the Crawford fight.
First, a lot has been made about your sparring session with Boots Ennis. How did that happen? What happened?
I cannot say much, but he called us and say if he can go and sparring with me and everything. I say, of course, right? A fighter like me, we always want great sparrings because there is the thing, right? And I have history with the family because 14 years ago, his older brother helped me for Sugar Shane Motley and Alfonso Gomez. So it's Derek Ennis. So he helped me. So he was 14 years old at that time, by the way. And it was good, very good. And I'm very grateful with him because he...
That's right, Boots sparred and trained with team Canelo to get ready for Bud. He was part of the game plan aimed at figuring Crawford out.
You ready?
man?
Yeah, of course, baby. Going this way? Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful. Anywhere. That's beautiful, man. You know, when you...
It's a good move.
That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Monk with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the best.
You know, so I like it.
But here's the irony. Canelo still lost. So picture this: Boots knows what it's like to prepare for Bud in camp, while Bud knows what it's like to beat the very man Boots was helping.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot, he's not me, you know, and I'm not him, so.
Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like, once again, like, he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
This isn't just a fight, it's personal. For Boots, it's redemption. For Crawford, it's proof. You trained the man who tried to beat me, and I still won, now I'll beat you. The boxing world is buzzing. Pundits like Max Kellerman say Crawford should keep fighting, having shown he can beat anyone at any weight, while others, including Eddie Hearn, argue he should retire undefeated to preserve his legacy.
Someone said the other day, and it's very true, because I actually said it about Usyk, we've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off. Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champ? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money. And there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, he was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's...
And then there's Boots himself, calling on Crawford to test himself once more. Analysts say Crawford has nothing left to prove, but fans are eager to see if the old lion can tame the young one. That's what makes boxing so compelling, the clash of generations.
You should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win.
You know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Frank Campbell try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah.
So how might this fight play out? Crawford is a switch-hitting genius, comfortable in either stance. He studies his opponents, analyzes their style, breaks them down round by round, and finishes strong.
Give Crawford like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160.
if it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
Boots is explosive, unpredictable, and incredibly athletic. He throws punches from unconventional angles, packs genuine knockout power in both hands, and has the speed to close distance on anyone. Crawford's advantage comes from his experience, ring IQ, and composure, while Boots lies in his youth, explosiveness, and hunger. This fight will be pure fireworks. But the big question remains, is Crawford too old for this? At 38, most fighters are either retired or shadows of their former selves.
I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terrence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, bro.
Yep.
In my opinion.
But Crawford isn't like most fighters. He's fresh, disciplined, and just defeated Canelo, the former pound-for-pound king. Still, Father Time remains undefeated. If Boots is ever going to beat Crawford, now is the moment. That's why fans are split. Some believe Crawford will deliver a masterclass, while others think Boots could be the one to retire him. Make no mistake, if this fight happens, it's huge. The old guard versus the new. The undefeated legend versus the hungry young killer. The man chasing GOAT status versus the fighter chasing his first defining moment. If Crawford wins, he's cemented as the greatest of his era, no debate. If Boots wins, he takes the crown and becomes boxing's new face overnight. Either way, the sport wins. Here's where it gets interesting. After beating Canelo, Crawford hinted at retirement, saying he needed to sit down with his team and think. Eddie Hearn and other critics urged him to retire, protect his perfect record, and leave as the ultimate GOAT. But Crawford entertaining a fight with Boots shows he's not ready to hang up the gloves just yet. He still has that fire, and maybe, just maybe, he wants one more generational win before riding off into the sunset. Some fans have called for a Crawford versus David Benavidez showdown at 168, massive fight, but Crawford's camp has already said no. For now, they plan to stay put, rest up, and take only the right challenges ahead.
Paying a fight with the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. But you want Canelo. But you want Canelo.
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know.
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big when I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. Like, he might be thick, you know what I mean? But he's not a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like, because I felt that at one point when Volkanovski was champion and had retired. You know, I had retired and I was like, dude, the only fight that I would really want to come back for is to fight a dude. I'm 5'4". This dude's fucking 5'6", and he's pound for pound. Right. So that's, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size them up.
Yeah.
You just size them up, especially when you going into a bigger weight class like that. You know what I mean? You size them up and you see, you know, your advantages and his advantages. You know, I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach.
And let's be real, Boots feels like the perfect next chapter. He's dangerous, he's fresh, and he's already tied into the Crawford-Canelo storyline. Experts are weighing in, and opinions couldn't be more divided. Some believe Crawford will completely school Boots, just like he dismantled Errol Spence too smart, too sharp, too experienced. Others argue Boots is too explosive, too fresh, and will eventually catch Crawford as age starts to show. Fans are split. Two halves want Crawford to cement his GOAT legacy by taking down the next big name, while the other half believes it's time for the new blood to rise. So here we are, Terence Crawford, the man who just conquered Canelo Alvarez, now set to face Jaron "Boots" Ennis. It's the fight nobody thought Crawford needed, and the fight everyone wants to see.
Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all. And just
if Crawford wins, his GOAT status becomes untouchable. If he loses, it signals the dawn of a new era with Boots Ennis. Either way, boxing fans come out as the biggest winners.
Terence Crawford is the fight, and that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all, and just proved, that he.
So, what do you think? Should Crawford risk it all against Boots Ennis, or retire now and protect his perfect 42-0 record? And if the fight happens at 154 or 160, who comes out on top, the seasoned master or the young lion? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.